Hey everyone, this is Richard. In this video, I want to talk to you guys about the 5 pros and cons of living in the city of Irvine. But stay all the way to the end because the 5th reason may or may not be the reason why you want to move to Irvine. So stay tuned, let's get started. Alright guys, so I'm going to be brutally honest with you guys with these pros and cons just on my experience. I mean, I grew up here in Orange County. I've worked in Irvine. I lived down the street from Irvine. Actually, I think my zip code would be considered Irvine. But anyways, so the first pro I want to talk about is jobs. That's one great thing about the city of Irvine is there's plenty of jobs from, I mean, any type of job that you can think of, right? You have high-tech companies, you have software companies, you have warehousing, you have sales jobs. So, I mean, if whatever type of job you're looking for, you could definitely find it in Irvine, without a doubt. Whether you want to work in maybe the south part of Irvine, which would be closer to the Irvine spectrum, you have a lot of software companies, warehousing out there, as well as, of course, you know, restaurants and shops and, you know, shopping centers where you have, you know, Target, Best Buys, whatever the case may be. So in other words, there's plenty of jobs, so you're definitely not going to have a lack of that. And also, if you want to work towards the north part or I'll say northwest, towards the Irvine Business Complex, which sits in between John Wayne Airport and UC Irvine. So you also have software companies, warehouses, a lot of hotels in that area as well because of the airport. So you also have that option. But within that area as well, you also have luxury apartments that are right smack in the middle of everything. So if you have a job at a software company or a sales job or whatever the case may be, you could literally move down the street to an apartment complex and you could literally walk to your job. So there's plenty of jobs like that. Now the con of plenty of jobs, well, most of the people who work in Irvine don't live in Irvine. So they need to get to Irvine. So how are they going to get there? Well, yes, they have to cross through all these streets, whether they live in North County, South County, or even the Inland Empire. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I lived in Corona before and I drove all the way to Irvine when I was really, really young. And I mean, I did it because it's higher paying jobs in Irvine. So it was definitely worth it. But the con of that is the traffic. That means that you have the 5 freeway, you have the 405, and aside from that, you have major streets like Colbert, Jeffrey, Portola Parkway, Jamboree, all these streets that take you, whether it's north, south, east, west, where as soon as they're off of work, well, everybody's trying to figure out the fastest way to get home, right? And that means that they're gonna go through some of these big streets, whether it's Culver, whether it's Portola, whether it's Jamboree, whether it's the 5, whether it's the 405. So just be aware of that. Like I said, there's plenty of jobs, but at the same time, it does come with a price. Pro number 2 of living in Irvine is safety. It's actually considered, or it's actually the 5th safest city in Orange County, which is really great. I mean, it really is a great city. It's really quiet. There's plenty of parks, plenty of trails. So you really don't have to worry about that. So if you're looking to move to Irvine with your family, you know, you can rest assured that it's going to be safer than most or cities out in Southern California. So it is the 5th safest city. Great communities. I know I had mentioned the traffic. Now the traffic, I did mention it for the major streets, Jamboree, Portola, you know, and so on. But one of the things about these communities is the fact that they're kind of enclosed. Now, you do have a lot of them that are private communities that you can't get through, but even the ones that are not private communities, they're actually kind of enclosed where you don't get major traffic through those neighborhoods. Outside of the neighborhood, it's a different story, right? But once you're in your neighborhood, whatever neighborhood in Irvine you live in, which is pretty great the way they designed it, it's actually really nice. And within those neighborhoods, most of them have a park within those neighborhoods, and it's pretty enclosed. So you don't even feel like you're really in the central part of Orange County. Now the con, of course, you know, it's great, it's safe, but the con is the cost of living. Now, whether you're looking to buy, you're looking to rent, whatever the case may be, you're definitely going to pay for it. if you're gonna look to rent in the area, I mean, a 1-bedroom could cost you anywhere between $2,000 to $2,500, depending on how nice the apartments are. Now, the best way of doing it is probably to rent from a private owner, right? Whether it's a condo, townhouse, or single family house. But if you're gonna go with apartments, most of the apartments in Irvine tend to be luxury apartments, apartment homes. So you will pay $2,200, $2,300 for a 1-bedroom. And if you're looking at a 2 or I don't even know if they have 3 bedrooms, but if you're looking to get anything bigger, you're definitely gonna go up to the $3,000 mark for sure. And that's for an apartment. Now, even though it is a con, they do come with great amenities too. So you have a gym, you have basically an Olympic pool, you have barbecue areas, you have dog-friendly areas within the apartments as well. So even though, yeah, it's gonna cost you a little bit more to live there than most areas, but they do offer a whole lot of amenities when it comes to living in those apartment homes. So I just want to give you a heads up in regards to that. Pro number 3, real estate. Yes, real estate, my favorite. Yes, I'm a real estate agent and a real estate investor as well. But that's one thing about Irvine is real estate appreciation is really good. And there's a lot of people that want to move to Irvine. And reasons being, one, it's a safe community. Another thing is, of course, there's great schools, but I'll get to that one. But in regards to real estate, there's not that many homes on the market in Irvine. So when one comes up, you know, if you do have the chance to purchase one, it's actually going to be a great, I don't want to necessarily say investment, because an investment is something that pays you back. But eventually, if you do it right, it will definitely pay you back in regards to maybe on the equity side of it, which is really great. And even in the future, if you decide to rent it out, since a lot of people do want to live in the area, you can definitely do it that way as well. But real estate is actually one of the great things about Irvine. Now, you do have options from condos, townhouses, single family, lofts, and from the condo side, they can range anywhere between 600 and up. On the townhouse, same scenario. When you come to single family, you're definitely going to pay over $1 million for the purchase. So it's worth it for sure, because it's a great community. But at the same time, just to let you know, it is going to be a pretty penny to get it, but it's definitely worth it in the long term. Now, con number 3, well, since it's going to cost you a pretty penny to buy some real estate in Irvine, at the same time, there's also Melrose tax, there's also HOA tax, and of course, aside from your other taxes that we have to pay here in California, right? We pay for everything has to be taxed. Shoot, I think I'm getting taxed right now. Actually, I probably am. But anyways, you're definitely going to pay that when you purchase something here in Irvine. Now, there's some communities, the older ones, that don't have Melrose, but more likely they all have HOAs. So that's something you want to look at when you're purchasing in Irvine. Just watch out for those things. And maybe that's the reason why it's so safe as well, right? You do pay for that safety somehow, somewhere. Pro number 4, guys, is the fact that you have access to the beach. You have access to the mountain areas, great hiking areas, and to the beach, right? So since Irvine is centrally located in Orange County, so if you go west, you have Newport Beach, it's only about, 10 minutes away. My wife and I go there often, go to the Newport Bay area for some hikes, some trail walks. So you do have that option. And if you decide to go towards the mountains, kind of Irvine sits right next to the mountains as well. If you go to the west part, would it be the west part? East part of Irvine. So you're close to the mountain area, so you also have that as well. But even in between, like I said earlier, there's plenty of parks, there's plenty of trails within the city, which is pretty awesome. So you don't really have to leave, but just know that you do have great, quick access to the beach and to the mountain areas. So either way, it's actually a really good area to live in. Now, con number 4 is the fact that it is centralized in Orange County, which that means everybody has to pass through here if they're going north or south in Orange County. So just be aware of that. Like I said, you do have the traffic, which is part of it, But on the weekends, for the most part, you'll only get traffic on the 5 and the 405. Within the city, you're probably not going to get that much. But once you jump on the 405, reaching, like I said, when the 405 meets the 5, or the 405 and the 5 meet the 55 and the 22, and so on and blah, blah, blah. So anyways, but that is the con. The fact that it is centralized in Orange County, that everybody has to pass through here. Pro number 5. Now, this is actually probably one of the reasons why most people that can afford to live in Irvine want to move to Irvine, which is the schools. The school system in Irvine is actually really great. It's, you know, top in the county, top in the nation. But it's actually a great area to raise a family. So that's why I mean in regards to real estate is the fact that it's high demand, because most of the schools in Irvine are really great schools. So if you, in any other city in Orange County or LA or Southern California, if you want to send your kids to a great school, they're more likely you're going to send them to a private school. Well, in Irvine, it's like having a private school everywhere, but they're all public schools, which is really great. Now, of course, the cost of having these great schools, like I said, you know, it's like you have all those Melloru's and HOAs, and don't get me started on the rest of it, but just to give you guys an idea. But that's one of the pros about Irvine, is the fact that there's great schools in the area. And of course, the con of having all those great schools in the area is the high priced real estate, Melloru's, tax, I mean everything, right, that pays for those great schools. So just be aware of it. So, you know, it's up to you what you value. If you're a young family and can afford to purchase a house in Irvine, why not? You know, do it, because your kids are going to go to great schools, you're going to be in a safe community, but you will pay for that as well. But in the long term, your property will appreciate greatly too, which means that you could leverage that in the future. You know, like I said, I love real estate and I love leveraging real estate. So if you could leverage that in the future to purchase an investment property, maybe upgrade to a bigger home, or, you know, whether you decide to move out of the area, you could always rent it out, because we all know rents are also going up. So the great thing about real estate is the fact that it appreciates and you're paying down your mortgage, so you're actually building equity in it. And if you do it right, you could build wealth off of that. I'm a big proponent of that. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, if you guys are looking to move to Irvine, go ahead and reach out to me. I'd love to help you guys out. Tons of people are reaching out to me because of these videos. So I would love to help you find the right property for your family that fits your needs. Again, my name is Richard. I'm a local real estate agent here in the Irvine, Tustin area. So go ahead and reach out to me. My information here is in the description below. And don't forget to hit that like button, as I'll try to bring you really great videos about living in Orange County, Irvine, or Tustin. Thanks guys, and I look forward to talking to you soon. Now, don't forget to click on my other videos somewhere here. They're actually really good.